Hi, everybody. My name's Corey Wells, and I'm one of the creators of ExpenseDog. And today I want to show you some of the things that ExpenseDog can do and why I believe it's one of the best ways that a business or an individual can track their expenses. Now, ExpenseDog will work especially good for a business. It'll allow you to track all your business expenses and organize all those for you. But it also works for personal financial planning. So, if you're trying to get yourself a budget and get your expenses under control, that's something that Expense Dog can handle as well. So, what I want to do is take you through and give you a brief tour of how to work Expense Dog and to show you how flexible it really is. So, let's start by clicking the login button, and we'll go ahead and log into our account here, and I'll join you on the other side. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've logged into my account. So there's a couple of things I want to show you on the account page. The first is this download expenses to a backup file, which is a CSV file. So at any time, you can take all the expenses you've inputted into ExpenseDog. You can download them. This is terrific to back up your data. An important thing to do just to make sure you have on your system a copy of all your expenses. And I highly recommend you do that at regular intervals. The other reason it's important is if you want to go ahead and send the data to an accountant or an external source, you can simply download the data and then send it off. The other button I wanted to show you here, or the other link, was the Upload External Data button. And if we click that, this allows you to upload expenses that you may have been tracking in Excel or any other type of program like that, and you can go ahead and import those expenses into ExpenseDog. And there's some instructions on how to do that here. Okay, we'll go back to the account tab briefly, and here you can see your name, your email, your account, that it's in good standing, and also if you want to unsubscribe, there's an unsubscribe button here. Let's go to Setup. So when you come in to the setup page, for the first time, you'll notice it's set to blank as in terms of industry presets. What that means is there's no categories created yet for your account. So if you happen to fit one of these particular categories, we've created some expenses for you already in terms of expense categories. So if you select freelance worker, we have your bank, your board, your car, your living. So all the sort of expenses you might incur if you were a freelance worker. If you are going to be doing personal budgeting or personal financial planning, we've got all those, your debt payments, your family payments, your food and clothing, all those types of expenses are taken care of. For the purposes of this, we're going to select a real estate agent, and we'll select real estate, and we'll select make default. So now this is our default setup for ExpenseDog, and these will be our default expenses. Now, we can create custom expenses. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll add our own expense. Let's just do 123 anywhere listing. So this agent got a listing on 123 Anywhere Street, and they're going to create a new category for that listing. So some of the things they might incur within the category will create some subcategories. So they obviously are going to put up a sign, so there'll be a cost to that. So we'll add that and click Save. And then that adds a subcategory. Of course, they'll be spending some time working on the listing, and that has a value. And we'll also add forms because there's lots of paperwork to do when you list a property. So just to give an idea, those are three subcategories under the 123 Anywhere listing. So we have our account set up. We're ready to go. At any time, you can come back and add more custom categories. You can delete as much as you want, and we'll go ahead and show you how to do that. If you typed in test, hit save, we can easily delete the account by selecting the delete button and clicking OK up here. Okay, and then now that's gone. So everything's set. Let's go ahead and move to the input page. Now, this is one of the areas where you can go ahead and input your expenses. It's very quick and easy to do. So let's go ahead and we'll go to that 123 Anywhere expense category, which was right here. And let's add the cost of the forms. And today's date is July 1st, 2009, so we'll leave that. Now, we can put a note in if we like, so we could say cost for listing agreement, and we'll put the cost of the forms at $15 and simply hit submit. So that's one way you can submit some expenses. The other way is you could do a bulk upload, and we'll click that. And again, this is where it would bring you back to the CSV. So if you had an Excel sheet, you could quickly import that data as well. Okay, we'll go back to input. And let's add a few more expenses here. And then once I've done that, I'll come back and we'll move on to the spreadsheet page. Okay, so I've added a few more expenses here. I've gone ahead and added a brochure expense, some computer leasing costs, and a meal expense. So those are entered through the inputs area here. Let's go to the spreadsheet area now. Now on the spreadsheet, there's a bunch of things you can do. One is obviously you can quickly and easily see what your expenses were, what the notes were. You can also see the total amount for the current view. And you can go ahead and select and play around with a few things here. So we're currently in July and 2009, and you could select the category that you want to show. So we have one for that category for July 2009, and then it'll give a total here. Under advertising, I think we had one, which are brochures. So it gives you an idea of how you can break down, look at things differently. You can group by month, and then break it out. So it'll break out like that. You can group it by category, and you'll see that they've got, we've inputted each particular category that has an expense. And then again, you can break out inside of that, see what it is. So there's a lot of fun things you can do and play around with and have a look at the data. You can also lock the spreadsheet view if you like, and you can save it as well. Okay, and there's a whole bunch of information here on how to do it, how to use it, and I think you'll find it a fantastic way to analyze and view your data. Now, let's go to the Analyze tab. So this is the Analyze tab, and there's a bunch of things you can do here. One is we'll be able to have a good look at some graphs, and you can select the time you want to view the graph. You can select a few different types of graphs, and it's a great way to graphically see your data and exactly what's happening with your expenses. One of the other features that is under the Analyze tab is the category budgets. Now, this is important because you can select a budget for the year for each of your expenses and then analyze and see whether you're staying on track and on budget. So it's really easy to go ahead and play around with this. You can select by month or year. If we select month, you can select July, which is the current year. And then if you wanted to edit it, it's simply a matter of typing in your period budget and then making sure that you're staying within that budget. So another useful tool and a useful part of ExpenseDog to make sure you're staying on track and again, being on budget. So with that, I would like to say thank you very much for giving ExpenseDog a try. If you have any questions, feel free to email us. We have a support button here. You can simply send us a quick email message and we'd be happy to answer all your questions. Anything you'd like to suggest for the program, we're more than willing to listen to that as well. And with that, have a great day, and we hope you enjoy ExpenseDog.